Hello and welcome again to Mariposa's Fusion Food channel. Sorry about that. Bit of music listening. Yep, so welcome again to Mariposa's Fusion Food channel. I'm Miss Deanie, or Deanie, either way. And we've got this bread dough from earlier, which I'm going to use to make a garlic bread pizza. So I've been doing pizzas myself for a while now, and I've just noticed that when you buy them from the shop, they don't really taste as good. It's like I bought one yesterday. I'm not going to say the name of the store, but it really astounded me how simple the actual recipe was. So, you know, you get some garlic butter, a little bit of parsley in there, get some cheese, bread dough, and that's it. And I thought, you know what, I can do one better. So here I am, a couple of days later, and I can do one better. So I will. So here's the dough, and it's just been left after being having the air pressed out of it. After proving for an hour, it's now going to get rolled out. So I've got a hand that's got olive oil on it. I'm coating the remaining olive oil that I used to grease the baking tray, this, on the actual olive oil, on the actual ball of dough. Then shape this into a round again, and then I'm going to cut this in half. Excuse the big knife. Quite like cleavers. And just very precise. Anyway, so cut in half. This will make about 2 garlic bread pizzas. Around there. Right. Roll into a ball. And this dough should be so soft and non-sticky if you follow what I did in a previous video on how to make the bread. If you follow it, then you should be fine. You should be able to roll this properly without using any flour. I've got the flour there, just in case. It's my big 5 kilogram bag of flour, but I don't need it as of yet. So get your rolling pin, whatever type you have. So if you've got a marble one, get the marble. I've just got a plain wooden one, just use that. And you roll forward from you and back as well. And then you roll forward again. This is to try and ensure a perfect or near perfect round circle. You don't have to do a round circle. You can actually do a square pizza or misshapes. Up to you. Turn again. It's a bit thick for my liking, so it's got to roll again. Just roll it out to the desired thickness, and just make sure that if it's very thick, make sure you at least bake it for 15 minutes, because you're going to need that dough to cook. There's nothing worse than raw dough. Alright? Okay, desired thickness done. Then we're going to put this in the baking tray. The next step we're going to do is make up the garlic butter. Now mine, there's a bit of spice to it. It's got a butter, about 50 grams worth of butter, unsalted. Then you add with a little bit of salt to taste, about a teaspoon. And then I've got garlic, and I've got crushed green chilies. Yeah, you don't have to use chilies, but I like pepper, so I add pepper to mine. Next is parsley, dried. This is quarantine times, you can't always get fresh. And oregano. This one's quite strong, so you don't have to add so much. So I would say add about a quarter teaspoon, no, half a teaspoon of this for the butter, and crush with your fingertips, so you release the flavour a bit more. It releases the natural oils in the herb already kind of went a little bit, but it releases some more of the flavour that's actually in the herb. That's what I mean. Now this, you add at least 1 full teaspoon of parsley. And the same, you crush as much as you can anyway. Just wipe up a little bit of residue. The next thing you're going to do, use a fork, and you're going to mix this in. By the way, I forgot to say, what you should have done before this stage is allow the butter, and this is real butter, not margarine, allow the butter to get to room temperature, or at least for a couple of hours, so it gets soft and it makes it easier to mix in. So I'm just mashing with the back of the fork the butter and the herb mix. If you'd like, you can also mix black pepper into this, but I don't think that will be necessary the way I've done this. Yeah, nice and spreadable. In between or after mixing this first time, taste a little bit of the butter and see if it's got enough salt to your liking. And in between, wash the hands. Kept on saying before, don't be a soap dodger, yeah? This needs a tiny bit more salt. And then we're going to take a utensil, this is perfect, to spread the butter onto the bread. So just flick it into the middle, and as much as you can, spread it as much as you can onto the bread to make a lovely buttery herby base. Use your finger to get off any extra. I think just a little bit more. I like garlic, so it doesn't matter. And I'm in quarantine and everything. Don't have no one visiting me, so I don't have no danger of you know, kind of causing people to dislike talking to me because of garlic breath. Right. Now what we do is we get buffalo mozzarella. Now, if you've never used buffalo mozzarella before, there's a brine that needs to be decanted or drained before you use it, and this is the resulting cheese. Yeah. So we're gonna rip this into pieces. If you don't want mozzarella, just use cheddar and make sure you grate it. Use Gruyere, blue cheese even, but just reduce the salt in the butter mix considerably if you're going to use blue cheese, because it's really salty. Now this, I know already, maybe I'm hyping myself too much. Yeah, who knows? But this is going to be so much better than the store-bought one that I had the misfortune of actually getting. It was a disappointment in my life, I can tell you. If you'd like, there's a small amount of cheddar. I'm going to add this to this one. Like I said, you add what you want to add. And you know, if you want it really cheesy, extremely cheesy, then do you. Right, this is ready to go in the oven now, and it's got to bake for at least 10 minutes until the pizza has risen slightly and the cheese is melted. And also, there's a tip as well. You need to lift the base of the bread and tap it underneath. And if it sounds hollow, that means it's done. Now, if it sounds like, okay, how do I describe hollow? If it describes a Pringles tube, then, when it's empty, if you tap on it and you hear a kind of funny, kind of heavyish kind of sound, even though nothing's in there, that is what hollow sounds like. Then that's what I, yeah. In case there's some younger viewers, I don't know, who might understand what I mean when I say hollow. It says a hollow sound. Yeah. Okay. So off the bake it is. And with that, I'll see you in about 10 minutes.